Hello, welcome to the reflection of the Amplify Me's market pathway simulation. The purpose of the simulation was to give our students an understanding of the nature of the careers available to us post-university. And it uses a very engaging interactive event as opposed to some bland textbook explanation, allowing us to really experience what the career entails firsthand. This was paired with tools like the internship tracker, and they did some career masterclasses as well, which really kind of just shed light to what opportunities were actually available to us. The simulation developed a number of skills I found notably were multitasking, communication, time management, as well as accuracy and, I guess, analytical problem-solving skills. So we simulated two roles, which are the buy side and the sell side. The buy side are the hedge funds, generally looking to take a risk position on a number of available financial instruments, and they speculate and they profit on future market movements. Then you've got the sell side, which are the sale traders and the market makers. They try to offer super desirable prices to these hedge funds, and they profit from the commissions made from these sales. But very importantly, they need to avoid taking their own risk position, and they can do that by matching transactions with hedge funds, which is called cross trading, as well as selling their positions slowly over time in order to not just crash the market or pump the market from a really significant order size. So the simulation consolidates a number of components and functions within a buy or sell side firm into one platform. Both sides have a chat window allowing the communication between the hedge funds and the market makers. We had to reach out and manage a number of active chats, and depending on which side you're on, try to enter positions at reasonable prices and offer hedge funds enticing deals in order to get out of your positions as a market maker. So we could browse the available products ranging from shares to commodities, and we could view its chart, we could view its bid and ask spread, we could create tickets, which helped us gauge the market depth and give us the ability to directly sell to the exchange, even though obviously doing this at a large volume would significantly affect the instrument's price. There was the world news tabs, which was the key driver for the financial instruments, and determined what the hedge funds really wanted to purchase or sell off. And as a market maker, it could be used to kind of judge what products would be likely desired by hedge funds. Finally, at the very top of the platform, there are indicators of funds available, your risk exposure, and your profit and loss. And this helped kind of judge your performance and what funds you had available to deploy. And the simulation really mirrors real-world trading activities, but in a very consolidated form. These functions in real life are spread across a number of different firms and departments and people. And also the simulation scales time. Within 1 hour, you're going through months of actual activity. And in real life, I'd imagine it would be infinitely more complex with more time to negotiate and assess risk exposure, as well as very complex information sources in terms of world news and your analysis is available. So my analytical skills were put to the test. We were provided a 2-page breakdown on the economic climate, and these details were very macro and the effects on the market were not at all obvious. There was a lot of information, so I had to dissect really what made sense to me and develop a strategy that I would use once the simulation actually started. But once the simulation started, there were a lot of challenges and problems that I had to actually overcome, such as the problem of having to deal as quickly as possible so you can profit from the price action, as well as kind of reducing your risk by cross-selling, which is quite hard. I felt I was super rushed and I was super reactive, which meant I did not problem solve very effectively, resulting in poor trades and mistakes, which is why I think the work readiness skills, such as time management, communication, and adaptability, are the most vital skills to succeed in the simulation. In terms of time management and communication, I think the saying, slow is smooth and smooth is fast, would allow me time to think deeper about decisions and communicate better, forming a better relationship with the participants, which would yield better and faster offers throughout the whole simulation. Because the market is very, very dynamic, I think being adaptable is super important as it allows you to identify new opportunities and not just be stuck in a potentially poor decision that you've made previously in the simulation. So overall, I found the simulation significantly harder than I expected. It was super chaotic and I found it quite hard to communicate effectively with the other participants and act really quickly to news events. Pricing was very difficult. I wasn't very confident in my quotes and that I provided and also received and how that kind of fit my strategy and portfolio. Therefore, I was kind of just rushing into random trades. But I think with more patience and clear thinking, I think I'd be much more successful the next time. But nonetheless, I found I did very well in broadcasting a large amount of quotes to a bunch of people. And I didn't really have any huge fat finger moments where I made a significant mistake in my pricing. In terms of real-world application, what I found most interesting was a story that the host explained about how hedge fund profit does not paint the whole picture in successful hedge fund trading. He described a situation where a trader whose profit and loss indicated significant losses for the company. However, at the end of the year, he was actually promoted nonetheless. This is because he did better than the actual benchmark, in which the overall market average had a significant downturn, and he actually saved the company from losing a significant amount of money. So I very much enjoyed the simulation. I had heard the terms sales traders, hedge funds, market makers, but the simulation actually gave me practical hands-on understanding of what these roles entailed and a solid insight of what a career would look like after uni. It highlighted the skills that I would need to develop in terms of analytical skills and deciphering the financial information and decision making, which I'll probably learn as I continue my studies at uni. And obviously futures of simulations and even experience at internships will help make these decision making processes under a lot of pressure. Thank you.